The Galactic Council's sprawling chamber hummed with quiet tension. Its vast circular arena floated hundreds of meters above the glimmering surface of the capital world, surrounded by walls of transparent crystal that revealed the swirling colors of distant nebulae. Delegates of every conceivable species stood in clusters, their varied forms reflecting eons of evolution, from the translucent, multi-eyed Ulran to the towering armored Brashak and the serpentine Chlor. And standing among them, almost dwarfed by the sheer scale of the alien assembly, was a single human child. Talia Reyes, 14 years old, blinked under the intense lights. Her suit was custom-tailored but unassuming. Her face was calm, eyes sharp, and her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. Earth had sent her as its youngest-ever diplomat, a calculated move to symbolize both innocence and the unyielding hope of humanity. Ambassador Talia Reyes, welcome to the Galactic Council, intoned a tall, crystalline being whose form shimmered like liquid glass. Your presence here marks the beginning of a new chapter for your species. Talia nodded politely, her mind racing beneath her composed exterior. She had spent years preparing for this moment, understanding the complex, often contradictory languages of alien diplomacy, studying their customs and laws, and mastering the subtle art of negotiation. But nothing could have prepared her for the charged atmosphere in the council chamber today. A palpable undercurrent of suspicion ran through the assembled delegates. Earth was new to this arena, and humans were known across the stars as unpredictable and dangerous. Across the chamber, Councillor Vrolks observed her with thinly veiled disdain. The Brashak leader had long dismissed humanity as impulsive barbarians, unworthy of peaceful coexistence among the stars. He was not alone. A faction within the council had quietly conspired to undermine Earth's efforts, fearful that human unpredictability might upset the fragile balance of power. The session began with formal pleasantries, and then the negotiations. Talia spoke with clear conviction, emphasizing Earth's desire for peaceful integration, mutual respect, and cooperation. She highlighted humanity's rapid advancements in science, technology, and culture. The crowd was silent, many skeptical, but some intrigued. This was not the blustering warrior race some expected. Yet beneath the calm, an ominous plot was unfolding. Midway through the session, as Talia prepared to address a critical proposal on interstellar trade rights, a sudden explosion rocked the chamber. Panic erupted. Delegates scrambled for cover, a deafening alarm blaring through the crystalline walls. Amid the chaos, Talia collapsed, clutching her chest, her face pale and twisted in shock. When the dust settled, the council's medical team rushed forward, but it was too late. The youngest human diplomat had been assassinated. News of Talia's death shattered Earth like a thunderbolt. In the months prior, Earth's people had watched the diplomatic process with a mixture of hope and skepticism. Now grief and rage swept the globe. How could the Galactic Council allow such a crime? How could they justify the murder of a child ambassador? Back on Earth, Ambassador Marcus Chen received the devastating news aboard the diplomatic cruiser in orbit. Marcus, a veteran diplomat with decades of experience in interspecies negotiations, clenched his fists. Talia had been like a daughter to him, sharp, fearless, and wise beyond her years. "This is not an accident," Marcus growled to his team. "It's a message. And we will find out who sent it." The council issued a statement blaming unidentified extremists, and assured Earth that a full investigation was underway. But Earth's government was not convinced. The faction that despised humanity's rise had a long history of sabotage and subterfuge, and now their hatred had spilled blood. As weeks passed, diplomatic efforts stalled. The council stonewalled Earth's demands for justice and accountability. Their investigation dragged on, releasing only vague reports and excuses. Worse, rumors circulated that some factions within the council actively protected the assassins. Inside Earth's strategic command, heated debates erupted. Some leaders urged calm and patience, fearing that rash retaliation would trigger a catastrophic interstellar war. Others argued that humanity could no longer tolerate humiliation or injustice. Among them, a small but determined group advocated for a different path. A secret program hidden from the public eye. A contingency plan buried deep beneath the surface of human civilization. It was a legend whispered among the oldest military circles. The tale of an ancient warrior, a cybernetic protector from Earth's forgotten past, preserved in cryogenic stasis for a time of dire emergency. The legend said this warrior was a sentinel of humanity's survival, a living weapon forged in the crucible of ancient wars. Now, with Talia's death and the Council's betrayal, the time to awaken the sentinel had come. Marcus Chen sat in his quarters, scrolling through the data feeds from Earth's covert operations. He watched the cold awakening of the ancient warrior, known only as Eric. The machine's eyes flickered open, a mix of confusion and raw power swirling in his gaze. Eric was tall, with a body enhanced beyond natural limits, muscles encased in armor-like skin, circuits glowing faintly beneath his flesh. But the warrior's mind was a blank slate, a relic of a time long past, struggling to reconcile ancient instincts with the hopes and values of the present. Marcus exhaled slowly. Earth will no longer be the victim. Meanwhile, on the Council's capital world, the assassination's aftermath rippled through the political factions. Vrolx and his allies tightened their grip, pushing to label humans as a dangerous threat that must be contained. Yet not all were convinced. Some delegates questioned whether the assassination was a calculated mistake that would only unite humans against them. The council chamber was fracturing. Back on Earth, public opinion boiled over. Across megacities and remote colonies, people gathered to mourn Talia and protest the council's failure to act. Murals of the young diplomat appeared everywhere, her face a symbol of lost innocence and unresolved anger. The phrase "justice for Talia" echoed through streets, broadcast stations, and neural networks. At the same time, underground resistance groups began forming, ready to back the government's growing resolve to defend Earth by any means necessary. Yet through it all, a thread of human resilience remained unbroken. In a quiet moment, Marcus met with Dr. Maya Solis, the chief scientist overseeing the Sentinel program. Her eyes shone with determination behind her lab coat. "Eric is not just a weapon," she said. "He's a reminder of what humanity once was, and what we can still be. If the Council thinks they can break us by killing a child diplomat, they've underestimated us." Marcus nodded. "We'll show them the spirit they tried to extinguish." As Earth prepared to face an uncertain future, one thing was clear. The Galactic Council's mistake had ignited something ancient and fierce within humanity. The Sentinel would awaken, and Earth would unleash its ancient warrior. The sterile hum of the underground facility filled the air, a quiet symphony of machines and monitors blinking in synchronized rhythm. Deep beneath Earth's surface, far from the eyes of the Galactic Council and the prying gaze of alien spies, the ancient cryogenic chamber holding humanity's greatest secret stirred. Eric's eyes snapped open. Their pale blue glow cut through the dim light like twin beacons. The cybernetic warrior had lain dormant for centuries, an artifact from Earth's forgotten wars, engineered in a time when humanity teetered on the brink of extinction. Now, as the news of Talia's assassination roared through every channel on Earth, the Sentinel had been woken. The scientists around him held their breath. Dr. Maya Solis, leading the team, stepped forward cautiously. "Eric," she said softly, "you are awake. We need you." Eric's gaze scanned the room, trying to piece together the fractured memories locked deep within his neural core. His voice was low, mechanical, but tinged with a faint echo of humanity. "Mission status?" he asked. "Earth is under threat," Maya replied. "The Galactic Council killed a child diplomat. They've refused justice. Now, Earth prepares to defend itself." Eric's eyes dimmed momentarily as ancient instincts surged to the surface. He was a warrior born from humanity's darkest hour, a protector and a symbol. The world outside had changed, but the fire within him had never died. Marcus Chen entered the chamber, his face lined with exhaustion but resolute. "Eric, you don't just represent Earth's strength, you represent its soul. We need you to remind the galaxy that humanity cannot be broken. Eric studied Marcus, a flicker of something almost like recognition crossing his features. I will serve. Outside the facility, Earth itself was transforming. The assassination of young Talia had shattered any illusions that humans could peacefully assimilate into the Galactic Council. Instead, the event united a fractured species behind a common cause. The Council's refusal to act decisively had been a grave miscalculation. Political leaders debated fiercely. Some warned that responding with force would invite catastrophic war, but a louder, fiercer voice was rising. Humanity would not kneel or beg. Ambassador Chen, once a diplomat who believed in negotiation above all, now found himself embracing a harsher reality. They don't understand us, he told his closest advisors. We're not a species to be contained or dismissed. We survive by adapting, fighting, and overcoming. This is our moment. Back in the hidden lab, Maya monitored Eric's neural interface. Data streamed in real time, showing a complex awakening. Eric's cybernetic systems were unparalleled. Enhanced reflexes, strength beyond natural limits, and tactical algorithms forged in wars humanity barely remembered. But more than that, his mind was wrestling with something deeper, a sense of identity. Your memories will return, Maya assured him. But you must understand, this is a new age. The Council's threats require a new kind of warrior. Eric's voice was contemplative. I was created for war. But who do I protect now? The old Earth? Or this fractured world? Marcus smiled faintly. You protect humanity's future. Meanwhile, in the Galactic Council's chambers, the assassination's fallout continued to ripple through the political ranks. Councillor Vrolx convened a private meeting with his closest allies. We underestimated humanity's resolve, he growled, his armored fists clenched. Their warrior myth has come alive. If we do not act swiftly, Earth will become a symbol of defiance, and the Council's authority will crumble. But dissent was growing. Perhaps we should reconsider, a voice hissed from the shadows. The humans have strength, yes, but they are unpredictable. Some of our allies question whether the assassination was wise. Vrolx's eyes narrowed. Weakness invites chaos. We must show strength or be overrun. But the seeds of division had been planted. On Earth, as Eric trained under Maya's watchful eye, the world watched and waited. The ancient warrior moved with terrifying grace, his limbs executing complex combat maneuvers that blended brute force with calculated precision. Every punch, every strike was a reminder of a forgotten past, a time when humans fought for survival against impossible odds. Yet, beneath the surface of cold steel and cybernetics, something human stirred. One evening, after a grueling training session, Marcus joined Eric in the observation room. You're not just a weapon, Marcus said quietly. You're a reminder. Story. Humanity's greatest strength isn't just in muscle or tech, it's in spirit. Eric regarded him, the faintest flicker of a smile touching his lips. Then I will carry that spirit forward. But awakening the Sentinel was only the beginning. The Council spies had detected Earth's move and began mobilizing elite strike teams. Alien soldiers, sleek and deadly, prepared to neutralize the threat before it could grow. Marcus convened a council of Earth's leaders, military commanders, and scientists. We must be smarter, faster, and more unpredictable, he insisted. The Council expects us to act like others, controlled, predictable, bound by protocol. They haven't learned that humans don't follow rules the way others do. Plans were drawn up for defensive measures, using Earth's varied terrain as an advantage, hacking the Council's communications, and rallying sympathetic alien factions who viewed the Council's arrogance with distrust. Maya worked feverishly on upgrading ARIC systems, integrating adaptive AI that could analyze enemy tactics in real time. The Sentinel was evolving to meet the challenge. One night, as the facility's lights dimmed and the world outside rested uneasily, Eric stood on the observation deck overlooking the city skyline, bathed in the glow of distant stars. Will this war ever end? He asked Maya. She shook her head. Not unless we win. But we're not just fighting for survival, we're fighting for respect. For a future where humans are no longer seen as threats, but as equals. Eric's eyes reflected the starlight. Then I will be that future's guardian. As tensions rose, the Council sent a final warning. Disarm the Sentinel or face annihilation. Earth's response was clear. Marcus addressed the world. Talia's death will not be forgotten. We will not bow. We will not break. We are humans, resilient, inventive, and united. The Sentinel stands not just as a weapon, but as a symbol of our ancient strength and unyielding spirit. The message was broadcast galaxy-wide, a challenge wrapped in hope. In the cold chambers of the Galactic Council, Vrolx's face twisted in fury. The ancient warrior had awakened not just muscles and circuits, but humanity's defiant heart. The Council's days of underestimating Earth were over, and as Earth prepared for the storm to come, Eric's transformation was complete. No longer just a relic of the past, he was humanity's hope, its shield, and its sword. The night sky over Earth's northern hemisphere blazed with the eerie glow of incoming starships. The Galactic Council's assault fleet had arrived. Sleek, angular vessels sliced through the atmosphere like predators descending on their prey. Humanity's moment of reckoning had come. Beneath the shimmering auroras, Earth's defense grid activated. Automated turrets hummed to life, and missile batteries locked on the intruders. But the rail defense was something far more formidable. Eric, the ancient warrior, fully awakened and ready to unleash humanity's fury. Marcus Chen stood in the command center, surrounded by holographic displays that mapped the approaching enemy formations. His jaw was tight, eyes sharp beneath the glow of tactical screens. This is not just a battle for Earth, he reminded his officers. It's a message to the entire galaxy. The Council thought killing a child diplomat would break us. Instead, it forged a weapon that will remind them what it means to face humanity. His voice carried weight and hope, an anchor for the thousands of soldiers and civilians watching anxiously across Earth's communication networks. In the shadows of the facility where Eric was reborn, the warrior stood armored in a sleek combat suit that gleamed with adaptive camouflage. His cybernetic limbs crackled with energy as he calibrated his systems. Beside him, Dr. Maya Solis updated his neural AI with real-time battlefield data. Enemy tactics are evolving fast. You'll need to anticipate their moves, use their arrogance against them. Eric's expression was stoic but determined. The Council sees us as animals, to be caged or eliminated. They will learn that we are predators too. With a nod, Marcus activated the battlefield link. Eric's voice echoed through the global comms. To those who threatened my world, prepare for the reckoning. The Council's assault teams landed in multiple hotspots across Earth. Sprawling cities, remote military bases, and critical research facilities. Their weapons were advanced. Energy beams, plasma grenades, and bioengineered soldiers bred for lethality. Yet, Earth's defenders were ready. Using guerrilla tactics learned from millennia of conflict, human forces struck back with unpredictable ferocity. Small, agile squads coordinated seamlessly with drones, mech units, and Eric himself, whose presence inspired every soldier. The first major clash occurred in the ruined outskirts of New Seattle, a city half rebuilt after decades of climate disasters. The Council's elite shock troopers descended in armored dropships, intending to secure a vital communications hub. Eric arrived on the battlefield like a tempest. He moved faster than the eye could follow, his enhanced reflexes and strength turning the tide instantly. His strikes were surgical, disabling weapon systems, dismantling enemy squads, and turning their own technology against them. Humans cheered from cover, rallying behind their ancient warrior. Eric's presence was more than physical. It was a symbol of defiance and hope. During a fierce firefight, Eric encountered a mysterious alien commander, Counselor Vrolx's personal enforcer, a ruthless strategist named Zarnak. Zarnak was a towering figure, his exoskeleton glinting in battle light. his eyes cold and calculating. He smirked as he faced Eric. "So, the legend walks among us," Zarnak sneered. "You think this will save your primitive world?" Eric responded with a measured calm. "I am not just a legend. I am humanity's promise. And I will end this war." Their duel was brutal and intense. Zarnak's energy blades clashed against Eric's reinforced armor. Sparks flew, the ground trembled with every strike. The fight became a deadly chess match, each anticipating the other's moves, exploiting weaknesses, adapting. Despite his cybernetic enhancements, Eric found himself pushed to his limits. But it was human unpredictability, ingenuity, and a burst of raw willpower that turned the battle. With a sudden tactical maneuver, Eric disabled Zarnak's energy core, forcing the alien commander to retreat. The humans cheered, and the tide of the battle shifted. Meanwhile, on the political front, the assassination and ensuing war fractured the Galactic Council irreparably. Some species began questioning the Council's leadership, seeing Earth's unyielding spirit as a challenge to their archaic order. In secret, ambassadors sympathetic to humanity began covert talks with Marcus Chen, seeking a new alliance that could reshape the galaxy's balance of power. The Council underestimated humanity, one alien delegate admitted in a whispered conversation. "They are not just survivors, they are catalysts for change." Back on Earth, the fighting intensified. Cities became battlegrounds, skies filled with dogfights between Council starfighters and Earth's own makeshift squadrons. Cybernetic soldiers, mechs, and drones swarmed the fronts like swarms of bees defending their hive. Eric was everywhere, leading charges, defending civilians, and inspiring hope. One poignant moment unfolded in the ruins of New Seattle, when Eric saved a group of trapped children beneath a collapsing building. His mechanical hands lifted massive debris as tears welled in his eyes. A child's voice whispered, "Thank you, warrior." In that instant, Eric felt the weight of his mission beyond the battlefield. He was not just a weapon. He was protector, guardian, and symbol of humanity's heart. But the cost of war was already mounting. Civilians suffered casualties, infrastructure crumbled, and the planet's fragile environment groaned under the strain. Marcus Chan and Maya Solis held crisis meetings, grappling with the harsh reality that Earth might pay a terrible price for defiance. Yet the human spirit endured. In a daring counterstrike, Eric led a covert team to sabotage the Council's orbital command ship hovering above Earth's atmosphere. Using stealth and precise coordination, they infiltrated the massive vessel's core systems. Inside the ship's central chamber, Eric faced the heart of the Council's war machine, an AI network designed to coordinate the entire fleet. The battle was cerebral as much as physical. Eric's cybernetic brain clashed with the Council AI's algorithms in a fight for control. With a final surge of determination and human creativity, Eric hacked the system, sending cascading failures through the fleet's command nodes. The Council ships faltered, confusion spreading like wildfire. The galaxy watched in stunned silence as Earth's ancient warrior turned the tide. The Council's grip on power weakened. Aliens began withdrawing their forces, reconsidering their stance on humanity. The war, once seen as a swift suppression, had transformed into a rallying cry for freedom and respect. As Chapter 3 closed, Marcus Chen addressed his people and the galaxy. "We fought not just with weapons but with our spirit. We showed the Council that humanity's strength is in our unpredictability, our courage, and our unity. The Sentinel is not just a warrior, it is the heart of a species that will never be silenced." Eric, standing beside Marcus, looked to the stars with resolve. The war was far from over, but humanity had declared its place among the stars. The calm before the storm was a fragile illusion. Earth's skies, once crackling with the chaos of battle, now held an uneasy silence. The Galactic Council, rattled but far from defeated, prepared to unleash its ultimate weapon, the Eclipse Array, a colossal planet-encircling superweapon designed to strip Earth of its defenses and reduce humanity to a whisper among the stars. In the shadowed halls of the Council's capital, Counselor Vrolx seethed. His pride shattered after the humiliating defeat of his enforcer Zarnak and the relentless resistance humanity had displayed. If we cannot break them by diplomacy, or by conventional force, we will erase them. But not everyone in the council agreed. The fractures from within widened as some species called for peace and respect, fearing total annihilation of a proud, unpredictable species might spark galactic chaos. Meanwhile, deep within Earth's command center, Marcus Chen and Dr. Maya Solis prepared for what would be the greatest battle of their lives. The Eclipse Array was unlike anything humanity had faced, a weapon capable of severing Earth's atmosphere, crippling communication, and devastating planetary defenses. "This is a war of survival," Marcus told a gathering of Earth's leaders, military generals, and the Sentinels team. "If Earth falls, humanity's flame will be snuffed out. But if we fight with everything we have, we can turn their arrogance into their downfall." Eric stood silently by, his armored figure a calm storm of readiness. The ancient warrior had grown beyond the legend, embodying humanity's resilience and the raw power to protect what was sacred. The final battle began under a veil of cosmic darkness. The Council's fleet surrounded Earth in a perfect blockade, unleashing swarms of strike craft and energy beams that lit the sky like a violent aurora. The Eclipse Array activated, a sprawling ring of energy weapons glowing ominously in orbit. Eric led Earth's defenders, coordinating with ground forces, pilots, and hackers who raced to disrupt the superweapon systems. But the Council's grip was tight, and the fight was brutal. Explosions rocked the atmosphere as Earth's counterattacks clashed with Council forces. Cities trembled under bombardment, while Eric moved like a vengeful god, striking deep behind enemy lines to sabotage critical weapon nodes. In the chaos, Marcus received an urgent message from Maya. "The Eclipse Array's core is vulnerable but heavily guarded. We need a direct strike. Eric is the only one capable." Without hesitation, Marcus authorized a daring plan. Eric would infiltrate the orbital weapon platform, confront the Council's command, and disable the superweapon from within. Eric's assault on the Eclipse Array was a blur of precision and fury. Evading energy turrets and patrol drones, he tore through corridors lined with alien sentries, his every step driven by a fierce purpose. Deep inside the superweapon's heart, he confronted Counselor Vrolx himself. The two titans clashed, armored fist against armored fist, ideologies and species crashing in the collision. Vrolx sneered, "You are but a relic, a tool of a dying species." Eric's voice was steel. "I am the future. I am humanity's fury." Their battle was cataclysmic, shaking the very foundation of the Eclipse Array. With a final surge, Eric shattered Vrolx's armor, sending the Counselor crashing into the control console. Using his cybernetic interface, Eric uploaded a virus crafted by Maya's team. The superweapon system spiraled into chaos, weapons misfiring, shields failing. Back on Earth, the blockade faltered. Earth's forces surged forward, breaking through the Council's defenses. Civilians cheered in the streets, their hope reignited by Eric's heroism. The Council's grand weapon was destroyed, and with it, their iron grip on humanity began to crumble. In the aftermath, a summit convened, not in the distant council chambers but on Earth itself. Species from across the galaxy gathered, wary but respectful. Marcus Chen addressed the assembly. "Earth will not be a victim or a vassal. We are a species forged in adversity, resilient, innovative, and unpredictable. We demand respect, equality, and a seat at the galactic table." Eric stood beside him, a symbol of the indomitable human spirit, ancient, powerful, and unyielding. The Council was forever changed. Some members embraced a new era of cooperation, while others retreated into isolation. Humanity had proven it would fight for its future, awakening an ancient warrior and, with it, the pride of a species. As peace dawned, Marcus reflected on the journey from a young diplomat's tragic death to the unleashing of Earth's ancient power. "We honored Talia by standing tall. We honored humanity by never surrendering." Eric looked to the stars. The warrior sleeps no more, and humanity will never again be underestimated.